Based on the number of copies sold, these are the top 10 best-selling books in the last 50 years. This is based on James Chapman's research. Some titles may have sold more copies than these, but the vast majority did not. As a result, we'll assume they weren't read. So, here is the list. The Diary of Anne Frank is ranked 10th. It sold approximately 27 million copies. The diary written by Anne Frank, a Jewish adolescent who chronicled her family's 2 years in hiding during the German occupation of the Netherlands during World War II, is known as the Diary of Anne Frank. The book debuted in 1947, 2 years after Anne's death in a concentration camp, and quickly became a war literature classic. Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich is ranked 9th. Napoleon Hill wrote Think and Grow Rich in 1937 as a personal development and self-improvement book. He claimed to have been inspired by the suggestion of business magnate and later philanthropist Andrew Carnegie. Over 30 million copies of the book, which was first published during the Great Depression, have been sold. Napoleon Hill's best-selling book is still available today. Businessweek magazine's bestseller list ranked it as the 6th best-selling paperback business book 70 years after it was published. Think and Grow Rich is one of John C. Maxwell's must-read life books. Gone with the Wind by Margaret Mitchell is now in 8th place. Gone with the Wind is a fictional love story set in the 19th century. The book has sold over 33 million copies. The story revolves around a young daughter of a plantation owner is looking for a way to escape her mundane existence. She develops feelings for a man who is married to his cousin. She marries a man in the hope of making her life better than it has ever been. Gone with the Wind is widely regarded as one of the greatest novels of all time. Many people are drawn to it because of its historical context and love story. It went on to become one of the most famous movies of all time. Stephenie Meyer's famous series The Twilight Saga ranks 7th. The Twilight Saga is a fictional series about a vampire and an ordinary girl who fall in love. This series delves into family, emotions, and the stereotypical world of forbidden love between species. The main character, Bella, is torn between feelings for a werewolf and a vampire. The Twilight Saga series has sold over 120 million copies. The books have also been adapted into several successful films. The books and films' underlying theme is that love knows no bounds. You can come from different worlds and share the same soul. It has been translated into over 35 different languages. Dan Brown's well-known novel Da Vinci Code ranks 6th. It is a 2003 mystery thriller novel by Dan Brown. It is Brown's second novel to feature the character Robert Langdon. The first was Angels and Demons in 2000. The Da Vinci Code follows symbologist Robert Langdon and cryptologist Sophie Neveu after they become involved in a battle between the Priory of Chaon and Opus Dei over the possibility of Jesus Christ and Mary Magdalene having a child together after a murder in Paris's Louvre Museum. It is contentious. The Alchemist is ranked 5th. Paulo Coelho wrote the novel, which was first published in 1988. It has since gone on to become an international bestseller, with over 65 million copies sold worldwide. The masterpiece tells the magical story of Santiago, an Andalusian shepherd boy who yearns to travel in search of a worldly treasure as extravagant as any ever discovered. The story of Santiago's treasures along the way teaches us about the essential wisdom of listening to our hearts, learning to read the omens strewn along life's path, and, most importantly, following our dreams in a way that few stories can. The Lord of the Rings series is ranked 4th. Frodo Baggins' journey has been read by so many people that 103 million copies have been sold in the last 50 years. The books sold in the trilogy are The Fellowship of the Ring, The Two Towers, and The Return of the King. Without a doubt, a large portion of these sales occurred following the release of the world-famous films in the early 2000s. The combined word count of these books exceeds 500,000. Harry Potter is ranked 3rd. Harry Potter is a series of 7 fantasy novels written by J.K. Rowling. The stories revolve around Harry Potter, a young wizard, and his friends Hermione Granger and Ron Weasley, all of whom are students at Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. The main plot revolves around Harry's battle against Lord Voldemort, a dark wizard who wishes to become immortal, to overthrow the Ministry of Magic, and to subjugate all wizards and muggles, non-magical people. The Quotations of Chairman Mao Zedong is ranked 2nd. This book might surprise some readers. Chairman Mao Zedong's Quotations is a collection of quotes from the Communist China Party's former chairman. This book has sold over 820 million copies in the last 5 decades. It is also known as the Little Red Book. It is so popular that words from the book can still be found on the walls of Chinese villages during the Cultural Revolution. This quotation book was once China's most visible icon. Almost every 1960s painting depicted a character holding this book. It is nostalgic for many Chinese people. Various editions are now available. The Bible now holds the #1 position. The Holy Bible is the world's most widely read book. Over the last 50 years, the Bible has sold over 3.9 billion copies. It is the most famous and well-known book that has ever been published. The Bible is a collection of books. Christians, Jews, Rastafari, Samaritans, and other religious groups use it. It is split into 2 sections, the Old and New Testaments. Prayers, hymns, historical accounts, parables, prophecies, and many other stories can be found in the Bible. It is revered as the book that contains God's Word. Tell us about books you think should have made it to the list in the comments.